What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is day 4 of the 7th annual 10 Days of Pumpkin here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the DuClaw Brewing Company, and they are out of Ewing, New Jersey, and this is their Sweet Baby Pumpkin, the 2024 release. So they're calling this one a Pumpkin Spice Latte Porter, and underneath that it says Porter with natural flavors. It comes in at 6.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed, time of review, and this can is just over 3 months old. So we got a new DuClaw Sweet Baby beer release. So their Sweet Baby series is one that I'm not a huge fan of. I've reviewed a handful of them on the channel. My favorite is their Sweet Baby PB&J, which is the peanut butter and jelly Sweet Baby beer, and I thought that was the best one of the bunch. Their Sweet Baby Jesus, the iconic chocolate peanut butter beer, not a huge fan. With the Sweet Baby beers, I get a lot of metallic kind of notes to it, which I typically get in like milk stouts. For some reason, I get it in their lineup of beer. The Sweet Baby PB&J was the only one where I was like, all right, it really doesn't have too much of that at all. So I'm hoping more of the same in this one. We will see. So I really couldn't find much about this as porter with natural flavors. Based on the name, I would imagine there's pumpkin spice in here, or pumpkin pie spice, I should say. Probably coffee. Who knows what else? I have no idea. Maybe some vanilla. I couldn't tell you. They do have a spiel on the side of the can that we will potentially read at the end if I remember. If not, probably be in the description box. But couldn't find a lot of information on this one. Didn't even have it on the website. So we're going to pour it in the Elysian, what is this called? Pour the Gourd glass. Because one of my favorite pumpkin coffee beers of all time is their Pumpkachino. I think it's fantastic. So I'm going to give this a pour here and go from there. Probably pour the entire thing because this is a pretty decent sized glass. Yeah. Oh, it looks like a really nice porter. So I'm always open-minded with all my reviews, even if I don't like the Sweet Baby lineup. Like, for instance, like I said, that Sweet Baby PB&J went in with an open mind. I thought that was really good. So hoping this more of the same for this one. So this is this is a dark brown. Not really cola or root beer vibes, but it's definitely not pitch black. Has about a finger of this really nice, I would say like that's a, we'll say khaki colored head. Has a nice, it's kind of like, khaki, tannish, beige kind of color to it. Really tightly compacted bubbles. Looks really creamy and smooth. In the hashtag non-proper glassware, I think it looks nice. I love these pumpkin glasses. I have this in the Pumpkin from Southern Tier. I love using them. But I think it probably looks better, honestly, in these glasses than any other style would, based on the fact that they're pumpkin beers. Not really. Just made that up. Nose. Okay. So I can see the pumpkin spice latte. There's definitely spices here. I'm getting cinnamon, allspice, maybe a touch of nutmeg. But I'm getting a little bit of coffee. It's like I'd say like a lightly roasted coffee. A little bit of chocolate, so I'm getting a little bit touch of mocha vibes. A little bit of roasted malt. Vanilla. What I would say this smells like is a pumpkin spice latte if it was in a porter stout form. It's exactly what they call it. So it is what it is. They pretty much nailed what this beer is as far as like the aroma goes. I will say I'm getting a very slight touch of that metallic note that I get in these beers. It must be something that I'm like hypersensitive to, because there's not many beer series or breweries where I can specify like something that bothers me or that impresses me because of a singular note that I'm getting in the beer that's very consistent throughout all their beers. But for DuClaw, the Sweet Baby lineup, the series, I definitely get metallic vibes, and I'm getting a little bit here. Not huge, not as bad as like Sweet Baby Jesus, but still a little bit. Anyway, I want to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Very slight metallic tinge on the back of the palate. Very slight. The first sip was okay. Best thing about this beer, the best two things about this beer is the body and mouthfeel. Body at 6.2%. It's nice. This is like medium touch over medium body. It has a little bit of heft to it. So that's impressive. The mouthfeel, it's smooth and creamy. It says a moderate, maybe a touch on a moderate carbonation, so it's not really soft, which is fine, but it has a nice smooth kind of creamy sensation. So body and mouthfeel are really nice. for the ABV, for what this beer is. The taste, it's all right. The taste is all right. I'm not like over the moon with this one, but it's okay. Up front, I get a mixture of roasted malt, or like a toasted malt, more toasty than roasty. It's not like real deep roasted. So I can see where this is more of a porter than a stout, but it has more of like a toasty kind of malt quality that's mixing in with like a lightly roasted coffee. It's nice, but it's not like all that flavorful at the front of the palate. After that, dark chocolate, more like a cacao bar, like maybe a 30 or 40% cacao bar. It's a little bit of like an unsweetened chocolate. As it passes through, the spices are what actually kind of saves this one to some degree for me. The spices are nice. I'm getting a big blast of allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg. I'd say those three. I don't know what spices there are in here, but that's kind of where the allspice has like a distinctive flavor, and I feel like I'm getting that right now. Kind of livens up the palate to some degree, because otherwise it's just like roasty, toasty, kind of just like, you know, roasted malt and roasted coffee. I really like the spices midway to maybe 2/3 of the way through the palate. There's a little bit of like a vanilla tinge on the sides of the palate. And then the finish, this finish is pretty damn dry. It has that like spicy kind of like cinnamon dryness that I'm getting. I will say another thing that I appreciate with this beer is not sweet. There's a little bit of sweetness up front, but on the finish, this has a mild to moderate bitterness. This has a little bit of bitterness on the back end along with that dryness. So this, if anything, leans a little bit more bitter and dry than sweet. So this is one of the few pumpkin beers that I can say where this definitely doesn't even lean sweet. It's more dry and bitter, which some people might appreciate. The problem I'm having with this one is the fact that the flavor isn't great to me. Like, it's just okay. And there's a slight metallic tinge I'm getting with this one, which, as I said, I at the beginning of the review, a couple times throughout the review, I definitely get it with the Sweet Baby lineup getting here. I don't know what it is. It has to be a malt they're using, or maybe the yeast, something. But other DuClaw beers outside of the Sweet Baby lineup, I don't get that metallic vibe. The only other time I get metallic kind of tasting notes, for the most part, are milk stouts. Feel like the lactose in a darker beer kind of just gives me metallic notes. Maybe they're using lactose in the Sweet Baby series of beers, and that's what's doing it. I don't think they are. I think they would list it. Maybe they wouldn't. But I'm just definitely getting a metallic vibe. In this one, luckily, it's not that big, but it also is a little bit of a deterrent. Gotta call a spade a spade. Not a bad beer. Certainly, I would say if you like the other Sweet Baby series beers, or beers within the Sweet Baby series, seek this one out if you like pumpkin beers as well. I think you would probably enjoy it. Myself, personally, I'm not an absolute huge fan of this one, but I don't dislike it. I think it's fine. I'll drink the rest of it, and that'll probably be it. I would never revisit this one. So I'm going to give this one Sweet Baby Pumpkin, the 2024 release from DuClaw. Remember, 6.2%, really can't tell. I think the body and the mouthfeel indicates, maybe like 6.5%, 7%. It's a little bit bigger, but I can't go crazy high on this one, and I can't go crazy low. So I'm going to give this one, we'll go this high 3.5, go 3.6. It's kind of where it lands for me. I got to be honest. And yeah, definitely towards the lower end of the totem pole for me when it comes to pumpkin beers. Just, I try to give it an honest go, but that metallic vibe and the fact that there isn't a lot of complexity to this one kind of loses me. But I do like the body and mouthfeel. So if you're somebody who enjoys the Sweet Baby lineup, I'd say seek this one out if you like pumpkin beers as well, because I don't think you would probably dislike this one. Like I said, I don't dislike it. I just, it's all right. 3.6 out of 5. It's fine beer. Nothing more, nothing less. Price point availability, I believe I paid like around $3 for that can, and I think 6-packs were around like the $12 range. That's fine. I mean, you're that's $2 a can. That's not a big deal. I bought a single close to $3. That's fine. Can't really get upset about that. And availability, it's DuClaw. I have no idea. Ever since they were acquired by, I think it was River Horse, they now brew in Ewing, New Jersey. They kind of just own the brand. I don't know if the distro has gotten better or worse. Here in the Buffalo, New York area, we definitely see their stuff occasionally. I picked this one up a couple months back, and yeah, it's a DuClaw Sweet Baby series beer, and it's okay. And that's kind of my opinion as series as a whole. But again, you have to be honest with the reviews. And like I said, it's not for me, but if you like the series of beers that they produce through the Sweet Baby lineup, I would say seek this one out. especially if you like pumpkin beers and coffee pumpkin beers. Like, I can't see you, not enjoying this one. For me, yeah, I'll drink the rest of that and then never return to it. Move on to day 5 of the 10 Days of Pumpkin. I think tomorrow is Shipyard Smash Pumpkin, beer I haven't had in many, many years. Can't wait to revisit that one. But in the meantime, I'm going to drink the rest of this one, see how it is. Like it's a 6.2%, no alcohol, nothing. It drinks a little bit bigger from a body and mouthfeel standpoint, but the flavors just don't do it overall for me as a whole. So I'm going to shut this one down. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this one. I think this is a relatively new release from them. So I'd imagine a lot of you have, if you've had it recently and not in prior years, but I could be wrong because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about most of the time. If you watch the Beer Patrol, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that was day 4. We're shutting this one down. Till the next one. Cheers.